So let's get down to business, everyone. So, you know, the norm by law is that no one can spend money out of the federal government coffers or the money that belongs to Nigeria without the National Assembly representatives of the people approving the money. Does it look like the federal government has spent this money without the approval of the National Assembly? Let's get a sense of what these all means. We know that Nigeria needs some dire security measures to keep the nation together. So, is the federal government justified in his action? Let's make sense of it all. On the panel tonight is a spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abdulrazak Namdas, who joins us from our Abuja studio. Many thanks, Honorable, for joining us on the program. And here in Lagos, to give some legal perspectives onto this matter, is the second vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, a lawyer based here in Lagos, Mr. Monday Ubani. Many thanks, gentlemen, for your time on the program. Let's begin the conversation. But first, let me get your reaction, Mr. Ubani, to the situation at Senator Melai's house presently, and what is happening within the senator and the police. Yeah,
the police, under the law of the land, has a right to invite any person who is alleged to have committed any crime, but in doing that, they must respect the fundamental human right of that individual. If they have the warrant of arrest, you know, if I'm in the shoes of Dino, I will come out. The law, Administration of Criminal Justice Act, has made it so simple, even for an accused person. You have a right to have your lawyer. You don't go to police station now or any of the security agencies without your lawyer. You cannot be interviewed now without even the process of being videoed. So all these processes are put in place. So if I'm in his shoes, I will honor that invitation.
But he's saying that they do not have a warrant of arrest and the case is still in court. Yeah. And the other issues are that he's being placed on Interpol no-fly list and the Interpol watch list.
That's right.
He said that he's found out and his name is not on the Interpol.
And according to him, he showed it to them. You know, he showed the website of Interpol where there was no such publication. As I said earlier, the police under the law, they have a right to arrest. They have a right to invite any person who is alleged to have committed any crime. But in doing that, the right of that individual must be respected. Okay. And if he's in court, if the matter is in court, maybe he's there to enforce his fundamental human right. I don't know what the order of the court is or whether the court has actually looked into the matter. He has a right, if he feels that his right is going to be infringed upon, to actually approach the court. I don't know whether he has done that. So the police must at all times respect the right of our citizens. This is very important.
Let's get to some of the business, the main one that we're discussing tonight. And so my first question tonight will be, because the National Assembly and the lawmakers are saying, look, it does amount to stealing if the monies have not been approved. Has the federal government stolen the money?
Well, the point is there is procedure for spending of public money under our Constitution. 1999 Constitution as amended. If we go to Section 80, it makes a provision as to any money that is accruable to the Federation account, how it should be spent. It must be properly appropriated by the National Assembly. If it is not, it amounts to clear breach of the Constitution. Now, the issue of the exigency of time and maybe the issue of emergency and all that is a different kettle of fish, which if the explanation is satisfactory to the House, they may, you know, overlook it and ratify. But I think at this point, they are now saying that, look, this thing's supposed to be done properly. And remember, we raised this issue at the last time I was here in Channels. I said the federal government has no right. In the first place, this SS Crude account is an illegal account. It's not backed by any law. And if you want to use that process to take out any money from the system, it will be regarded as illegal because the account itself is illegal in the first place. Every money that comes through the excess above the benchmark must be paid into the Federation account. Must be paid. So whatever they're doing to me is illegal. And then now they're now bringing the issue of exigency and emergency situation that they gave them a timeline within which that means that they should have done this earlier before now, knowing fully well that that is a proper thing to do. Yes.
Let's ask the lawmaker in Abuja. Tell us what we don't know. Spokesperson of the House of Reps, Honorable Namdas, has the National Assembly given approval to the federal government on this morning? What is the latest that you can tell us?
Thank you, Shehu. I want to say that join my colleague with you there, Section 82 to 4 of the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended, states clearly that any amount of money that will be withdrawn from the consolidated account must be backed by an act of parliament, or it has to be prescribed in a manner that the National Assembly approves of it. So any money that is not taken with prescribed law or without our consent or the National Assembly approval is actually a violation. But I must tell you that all these quotations I've just seen on pages of newspaper, as a spokesman of the National Assembly, I think this letter has not been read on the floor of the House, at least in the House of Representatives. If it is read on the floor, channels is even there to cover. But I must say that when it is read on the floor of the House, we will look at it and see with our colleagues where to come from, whether the explanation given by the executive for the purchase of the Tucano aircraft, 12 fleet of Tucano aircraft, it's really germane or not. We will look at it. But I want to tell you that the National Assembly ordinarily is not out to frustrate government. We will back government spending so long as it follows due procedures, do let down rules and regulations. We will follow that. We'll approve of it because we have so many security challenges ranging from insurgency, herdsmen crisis, kidnapping, bunkering, and so many issues. So if we can have funds that we can buy some military hardware in order to bring down some of these crises, I think we will support it.
Okay, we'll take a moment, but when we come back, you'll be telling us more about what we don't know and give Nigerians a sense of what exactly is happening in government. There seems to be some confusion. We want clarity tonight and perhaps closure to some of the issues tonight on the program. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a break and we'll be right back, everyone.